This is an I Am Listening podcast.
Mr McLennan was understandably outraged that not only had someone complained, but that the council couldn't show some leniency. He quickly got the backing of Borough and KCC councillor Richard Palmer, who is a former soldier who served in Northern Ireland, as well as MP Kevin McKenna, both of whom had a few choice words to say on the matter.
Welcome to the Kent Politics Podcast.
Hello, I'm Nikki White, Senior News Editor with the KM Media Group, and here's just some of the stories hitting our headlines this week. In Medway, a popular food van has seen an outpouring of support from the local community after concerns were raised about its future in the face of a massive development. The Creeping Fig is at the southern end of North Dane Way in Lordswood and has been there for the past 5 years. However, a 450-home estate from developers Barrett and Redrow was approved in outline form in August 2024, with more detailed plans getting the nod in July this year, and it will see the road they're on become the main route into the new estate. When the wheels on the application started moving, Sam Macklin and Georgia Rollinson-Slater, who run the Creeping Fig, took a proactive approach and contacted their local councillor to discuss how this would affect their business. They wanted to know if there was a way to include them in any future plans. However, after some initial conversations, things went quiet. After they hadn't heard anything since January, and then the detailed plans were approved without any mention of the food van, they started to get worried. They mentioned the situation to a customer, who then went online and posted in local groups asking for people to rally behind them and help them to get the council to take notice. Hundreds of people started commenting about how much they value the Creeping Fig and what it offers to the local community, and urging Medway Council to find a solution. Sam and Georgia say while they don't particularly like the loss of green space from the development, they accept the application has been approved and they just want certainty about how it will affect them. Their suggestion is for some hard standing at the side of the road they're currently on, where they could contribute to building a hut, which they could expand their business into. Since the post, Medway Council has been back in touch with the Creeping Fig, and a meeting has been arranged with planning officers to visit the location and discuss a way forward. We'll keep you posted on the outcome. Staying with Medway, tributes have been pouring in for former Medway Council leader Rodney Chambers, who led the county's only unitary authority for 15 years. He passed away on Tuesday after a long illness, with his close family at his bedside, including his wife Diane, who was also a councillor in Medway for many years. The 83-year-old played a key role in high-profile local developments, including the multi-million-pound Rochester Riverside and Strood waterfront regeneration schemes. In 2011, he received the OBE for his services to local government. Tributes have come in from across the political spectrum, remembering him as dedicated, a great champion for Medway, and someone who showed unwavering commitment to local residents. Our thoughts are with his family and friends. For a very long time now, there's been a patch of overgrown derelict land just off Ethelbert Crescent in Cliftonville. If you squint, you might just see the remains of former putting greens and the like. The land used to have a crazy golf course known as Little Oasis, but that shut down well over a decade ago. After that, in 2013, the local skating community started building their own skate park there, also dubbing it Little Oasis. The self-organised facility developed something of a reputation in the 6 months it was going, but the council said it couldn't stay because of its allegedly poor construction. After commissioning some reports, it had it flattened in 2014. Since then, the district skaters have long hoped for a replacement, and the council has long mooted one. Finally, this past week it's become official and a planning application has been submitted. It's meant to be for skateboarding, as well as other wheel sports such as rollerblading, scooters and so on, and will have a variety of obstacles for different levels of confidence, as well as a convenience kiosk including a toilet. The ward councillors for the area have welcomed the plan, saying that in a deprived area like Cliftonville, it's very important to have something for young people to do. It's not yet known when Thanet District Council's Planning Committee will decide if it can go ahead or not, but a deadline of October the 15th has been set.
Is there a topic that you would like to be discussed on the Kent Politics Podcast? Perhaps you've got a question for one of our panel, or you'd like to comment on a hot topic in local or national government. Get in touch by emailing or sending a voice note to kentpoliticspodcast@thekmgroup.co.uk.
There was a rare moment of cross-party unity in Dartford this week, as Reform UK, the Conservatives and Labour all found themselves in agreement over housing. More particularly, they are dismayed at a practice which could become standard across Kent and the South East if it is not brought into check. That is London and Essex councils buying up hundreds of new build houses for affordable accommodation. The Knightsreach development of 750 homes should only have 24% of non-private stock. But if Newham and Basildon councils take around 240, that total of non-private housing will be closer to 60%. Conservative Dartford Borough Council leader Jeremy Kite says he finds this simply unacceptable. Basildon appears to have already secured 86 homes, and Newham is reportedly interested in buying 153. Councillor Kite has, once again, challenged the misconception that his council, or any council for that matter, has the power to do anything about it. Dartford cannot stop other authorities buying property as a private owner, any more than Councillor Kite could be stopped if he went to another council area and started buying their private new build stock too. The issue was raised by Reform UK County Councillor Ryan Waters, and the local MP Jim Dixon is so concerned that he has written to ministers to consider steps to prevent this practice in the future. Councillor Waters has also launched a petition to call on the government and the council to do more. The trend of London councils securing residential units in the county is nothing new. They do it because sometimes they lack sufficient stock to accommodate people who need homes. But the practice of bulk buying new builds is less well known. Councillor Waters said, "I brought this to residents' attention because they have a right to know." He's launched a petition, he says, to give local people a voice and demand greater transparency and safeguards. He said we need action now before councils buying up large numbers of homes outside their own areas becomes an established practice that is much harder to reverse. Sittingbourne and Sheppey MP Kevin McKenna found himself writing to Swale Council this week after a row broke out about, of all things, poppies. Taxi firm boss Neil McLennan is fuming after Swale Council told him to ditch the poppies and "Lest We Forget" signs, which have adorned some of his fleet of 11 cabs for around 4 years. Now, we're not talking huge signs. They're not much bigger than a mobile phone, and the poppies are about the same size. But the authority says while the licensing team has been allowing the use of the Poppy and Royal British Legion stickers on iCars taxis, it had to take action after receiving a complaint. Swale's rules state that cabs are allowed to display the company telephone number, email address and fleet car number along the bottom of the rear window, with a maximum height of 50mm. No other advertising, including radio stickers, football stickers or any other signs are permitted, and that includes poppies and remembrance signs. A spokesman said, "The issue is not about the Poppy or the Royal British Legion, which the council supports, but the fact that we received a complaint that the vehicle was not complying with our policy." Mr McLennan was understandably outraged that not only had someone complained, but that the council couldn't show some leniency. He quickly got the backing of Borough and KCC councillor Richard Palmer, who is a former soldier who served in Northern Ireland, as well as MP Kevin McKenna, both of whom had a few choice words to say on the matter. Both said they would be writing to the council for an explanation and asking them to think again. The authority has said the policy will be re-examined at the next licensing committee on October the 15th. That's it from us this week. Find more at our politics page at Kent Online, and don't forget to sign up for our weekly newsletter at kentonline.co.uk/newsletters. And tune in to KMTV's Politics Show every Friday at 5 p.m. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for listening to the Kent Politics Podcast. Don't forget to check out stories throughout the week on the politics page of Kent Online. And you can watch the Kent Politics Show on KMTV every Friday at 5 p.m. or on demand at kmtv.co.uk.
This has been an I Am Listening podcast. For more information, head over to our website, im-listening.co.uk.